Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking no niacinamide skincare. You have been asking for this one, and so I wanted to round up some of my favorite skincare products that have benefits like niacinamide but don't contain any niacinamide. And I'm talking benefits for acne-prone skin, I'm talking about brightening benefits, I'm talking about barrier strengthening and barrier care benefits. So if you're so ready to dive into these no niacinamide picks, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. First up, products for acne and texture. This is the Cosrx Full Fit Propolis Toner. Propolis is one of my favorite ingredients for acne-prone skin. It's a very gentle type of ingredient, but it does have anti-inflammatory and antibacterial benefits. It can really help to reduce the size, the inflammation, the redness of the pimple, but it's also a wound healing ingredient, so it really helps to promote that healthy skin regeneration and healing up after the pimple. You know, sometimes that skin is broken, it's peeling, maybe it's completely open from a popped pimple. Propolis has been used really for centuries for its medicinal and healing properties for the skin. Not only that, but it's one of those ingredients that always brings up that natural, healthy, lit from within glow to your skin. So if you're looking for that really even, healthy look, also looking to reduce texture, also looking to reduce redness, and looking overall for a nice gentle ingredient to calm acne down, this is a great one to look at. So this toner is really interesting because propolis is usually a rather thick type of texture and it usually has quite a bit of moisturization to it. What Cosrx has done is they've taken that propolis content, but they have created more of that toner texture. So it has more fluidity to it. It is lighter on the skin. It's very hydrating. You can see there's a hint of plumping body to this. As it absorbs, you get that deep rush of hydration, and then at the top it's just this little bit of balancing moisture. It's not an oil moisture, it's not a greasy moisture, it's just a little bit of balance, a little bit of body that hugs all that deep hydration in, makes your skin feel a little bit plump, really nice and balanced out, and a really interesting light take on propolis. I think that this toner is going to work for a majority of skin types because it is so watery and hydrating. So it's a really good pick all around. I would also suggest, if you want some more propolis niacinamide free picks, definitely look at the Full Fit Propolis line from Cosrx, because not only is this toner niacinamide free, they also have a serum, a moisturizer, as well as a sleeping mask that are all beautiful, glowy, brightening, acne reducing, redness reducing products without the niacinamide. Another interesting take on propolis as an alternative to niacinamide for acne prone skin is the by Wishtrend Propolis Energy Boosting Essence. So we do have some propolis in here, again, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and it does promote wound healing. But then we also have 10% of willow bark extract. Now this is a ingredient that contains natural salicylates, which makes it a distant and gentler cousin of salicylic acid. Willow bark extract is not considered a chemical exfoliant, and it is so much more gentle than like a 2% salicylic acid toner would be. So this is, again, another gentle type of choice, but there is a natural clarifying effect with willow bark extract. Another ingredient that brings some anti-inflammatory benefits to the skin, but an ingredient that gently encourages the excessive dead skin cells to shed away in a more gentle manner. So this is something you could use every single day. This is something that with continued use, you will notice that it does help to reduce any type of congestion on the skin, acne and breakouts. It really does help over time to help with texture, to smooth things out. Like I said, congestion, closed comedones, but it also is something that will bring out a little bit more of like that fresher, healthier look, that glowy look right to the skin as well. And so it's a really great choice for tone, for texture, for acne. And of course, I couldn't finish this section out without talking about the by Wishtrend Propolis Energy Calming Ampoule, formerly known as polyphenols in propolis 15% ampoule. Now I love this because it uses 15% 15% of Propolis, which, I've really shown you how it can be a nice alternative to niacinamide. But Propolis is definitely an ingredient that pairs up well with others. And here it's being combined with 59% of Heartleaf extract or H. cordata extract. So I love this ingredient because it is another one of those gentle skin clarifying types of ingredients. It's antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory, it's hydrating for the skin. But then they've also combined these two ingredients with zinc PCA, which is another gentle ingredient that can be quite helpful for oil control on the skin. And you know that like with acne, oftentimes it's due to an excessive amount of oil on the skin. Not always, but it's always good to get that sebum, under control. And zinc PCA is one of the more gentle ingredients. It doesn't strip the skin, but it just helps to encourage a little bit more oil control and balance within the sebum. And so you see how all of these three ingredients really do help, again, as an everyday type of serum. You can use this morning and night. It is not harsh or stripping on the skin, but it really does help to encourage the pimples and the breakouts to calm down, to slowly flatten out, and to help over time boost your anti-acne routines. So next, let's talk about no niacinamide picks for brightening up the skin. This is the Beauty of Joseon Light On Serum, and this is a vitamin C and centella serum, but they're not using the pure form of vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid. They're actually using a derivative known as 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid. Now, this derivative is great because it gives you a lot of the same benefits as vitamin C, which is brightening and antioxidant care and a little bit of that well-aging and collagen stimulation. And that's what's really interesting about the ingredient niacinamide. It has a lot of different benefits for the skin that can be quite similar to the vitamin C benefits. Niacinamide, not as commonly known, it does act as an antioxidant for the skin. It brightens and it can help with well-aging goals. So vitamin C is a good ingredient alternative to look at if you like those holistic multi-benefits that you can get from niacinamide. You can also get that from vitamin C, but if you have particularly sensitive skin, if vitamin C pure ascorbic acid has not worked for you in the past, or you're just looking for a gentler type of product, this would be the way to go with the derivatives, because it does have to take an additional step to convert onto the skin, and that conversion process is what makes it a little bit more gentle and a little bit more tolerable for sensitive folks. This is also a really good serum to work into your routine, not if you just want like a brighter, more even toned complexion, but if you're specifically working on hyperpigmentation, post inflammation marks, acne marks, you know what I'm talking about, right? This serum over time can really help to work on lightening those up a lot faster. And I really like the texture of this. It is interesting because it comes out looking like a cream gel type of serum. You're thinking this is going to be kind of like a little thicker, a little bulkier, maybe a little sticky on the skin, but it actually has a very surprising light feel. It absorbs and dries down extremely quick on the skin in an incredibly light, very, very breathable, comfortable layer. So while it looks moisturizing, it actually doesn't feel like that on the skin at all. It is incredibly breathable, very, very lightweight, easy to layer with other products. So this is another one where I'm going to recommend to the majority of skin types. The texture is just so pleasing and easy to work with. Another alternative brightening ingredient to niacinamide is Arbutin. This is from Beauty of Joseon. Again, this is the Glow Deep Alpha Arbutin and Rice Serum. So this is combining rice extract, which in K-beauty and J-beauty in the greater Asian beauty world is often used for its gentle brightening effects for the skin conditioning effects as well. It makes your skin feel really soft and smooth. But Arbutin is a very effective skin brightener that is also seen a lot in Asian beauty products. Arbutin is starting to become more popular outside of Asian beauty, but it really, for a really long time, Arbutin seemed like the more of the go-to brightening ingredient, especially in J beauty products, and a little bit in K beauty too. But there was a shift away from Arbutin for some reason in like the 20-teens. But some people do find that Arbutin just works better for them than niacinamide does, that it's a little bit bit better for those stubborn hyperpigmentation marks, a little bit better for stubborn unevenness on the skin, better for faster brightening. So I love that Beauty of Joseon has used Arbutin instead of niacinamide in this brightening serum. And I think that it's a really interesting combination with the other extracts that they're using, the rice extract, and they've created a really nice texture here because, you know, I've used all of the Beauty of Joseon serums and I love them all, but the other brightening serum in the lineup is a little bit thick, a little moisturizing, and a little, you know, maybe a little sticky for some folks. So this is a really nice alternative because it's a lighter gel texture that feels watery, slightly hydrating on the skin, very quick absorbing, and it's not sticky at the top. This doesn't have like that thickness to it, doesn't have that stickiness to it. So I think that this is going to feel really good. Again, majority of skin types, I think a lot of different people will like this serum. It feels great on the skin and it plays well with other skincare products too. Next, let's talk about skincare for soothing and for barrier care, because you may know that niacinamide is often found in products that claim to help strengthen your moisture barrier or help to soothe your skin. Niacinamide really does help to support the skin barrier and help promote stronger, more resilient skin. But there's obviously a lot of other ingredients that can do that as well. Let's kick it off with the Cosrx Cica serum because this is a really beautiful, soothing product, and I love the way that they've used centella in this product because they're not just using centella extract. It is here, but they're also using the 4 biologically active compounds of centella. And you know I love when I see that because it really takes like the most concentrated, potent benefits found in the centella plant, isolates them, and then you add it into the product and you have a very high concentration, high quality, proven benefits of that plant extract. So madecassoside, madecasic acid, asiatic acid, and asiaticide, those are the 4 active compounds. When you see all of them together, or 3 of them, even like a majority of them, you know that you're going to get like a really good soothing, calming experience. You're going to get everything that centella is well known for. Also a great anti-inflammatory ingredient. It can help to reduce redness, irritation, itchiness on the skin. It promotes wound healing. It's very hydrating. There are studies that suggest that it supports a well-aging journey. It might be able to help address fine lines and wrinkles. So it's just an overall goodie. And like I said, I think this is a high quality example, but it's not just the centella in this product that's helping to soothe the skin. They have also included a potent antioxidant known as Pinus pinaster bark extract. It has a trade name that you might be more familiar with, which is pycnogenol, which you may know from The Ordinary. This is a very potent antioxidant, so it's already protecting the skin from stressors and aggressors like the environment, pollution, UV rays, but it also has this really strong skin calming and soothing effect. I mean, this is one of those ingredients that when I put it on my face and my skin feels a little bit irritated or a little stressed out, there's like that, it's almost like my skin is like, you know what I mean? Like just that relief. It's a relief type of ingredient. So it's a really, really fascinating combination with centella and those biologically active compounds. Like I said, like it's a very good example of a high quality soothing serum. One of my favorite takes on centella. And definitely if you have the irritation, if you have the inflammation, if you need the relief, this is a great one to go for. So next, let's talk about Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Serum. Now this is a really interesting product that I think is really, really geared towards skin that is ailing, because this is bringing out the heavy hitters, right? We've got a couple different forms of ceramides. We have cholesterol, we have fatty acids. We have so many fatty acids, and that's where the omega in the name of this product comes from. It is referring to the omega fatty acids that they're using, 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, and they're using them in multiple different forms. Of course, we just have the straight fatty acids in here, but then we also have fatty acid content coming from various plant oils. So it really is all about strengthening a very weak or damaged moisture barrier, really getting in there and really helping to fortify the skin with these, like I said, these heavy hitting ingredients. It does have a very creamy texture. It's very moisturizing. It's almost like a light lotion for the skin. It doesn't really have occlusivity. It doesn't like really act as a final layer. There's a moisturizer in this line, but I was very surprised at how creamy the texture of this is. But if you have dry, ailing skin, it feels awesome. I mean, talk about going to every little area that feels depleted of moisture and filling it with comfort and nourishment. Just like if your skin is ailing in that particular way, it's just like, so much relief. But it does also really work to fortify the skin barrier. You know, I love my Stratia Lipic Gold. I talk about it all the time. That product does contain 4% of niacinamide. For those of you who have ever wondered if there was an alternative that did not contain niacinamide, this is it. This is really the closest to Stratia Liquid Gold. I think they have really similar aims and purposes, and what they do for the skin is very similar. They're taking a slightly but parallel, if you know what I mean, roads to get to that same destination. But I think both are top notch, and really, if you're looking for the most barrier care in one product, this would be it. Now let's talk about a couple different moisturizers and sunscreens, because niacinamide does seem to creep into those as well. So first up is the Cosrx Propolis Light Cream. So I've already talked about the toner in this line, and I also mentioned that the serum and the sleeping pack are excellent no niacinamide choices. But I did want to highlight the cream. I don't talk about it a ton on my channel, but I think it's a really nice light type of cream. It has an airy lotion-like feel to it. It's not a heavy, dense, buttery type of cream. It's very breathable. It actually has a good amount of hydration to it, and a really nice, light, breathable moisture. A very, very little occlusivity, just a hint. And so I think if you're looking for more of those lighter, airier types of moisturizers, really breathable, that don't really seal your skin off, this could be a really excellent choice. And again, something oily skin types I think will like combination, leaning a little bit more towards the oily side. This is going to be the right moisturizer for you to take a look at. Now, if you're feeling a little bit more combination leaning dry or dry, I'm going to suggest the Aestura Atobarrier 365 cream. This is one of my favorite moisturizers because it's just kind of hits all those different checkpoints for me. It is focused on barrier care. So again, something where niacinamide might creep into the formula to fortify your barrier. They've done it without niacinamide. They're actually using biomimetic ceramides, which is a fancy way of saying a lab-made ceramide. I'm going to highlight the ingredient right now. This is the biomimetic ceramide, so it doesn't have the ceramide in the name, and so it's easy to miss on the ingredients list if you're specifically looking for the word ceramide. But they are using this biomimetic ceramide, and its benefits are actually incredibly similar to ceramide NP. So they've used both ingredients here. They're also using cholesterol, fatty acids, and they're really focusing in on getting your skin moisturized, getting your barrier strong, and helping with a little bit of occlusivity to help fight dehydration. So I love the texture of this. It is a pretty traditional cream texture, but it's not that type of texture that's really buttery, silky, you know what I mean? It's more of like a plain cream type of texture. I hope this makes sense. I love the way it absorbs into the skin. It just kind of like immediately absorbs in. It feels like it's doing a ton of deep moisturization. You know, some moisturizers feel like they just sit at the top of your skin. They kind of make your skin feel soft at the top, but it's like, I'm just craving more. I need a deeper experience. And I think this provides that. It really seems like it just gets in and really replenishes the skin. If your skin is feeling dry, or if it's feeling like tight from dehydration, this is going to feel so good to finish your skincare off with this. But I really do feel like a lot of that emolliency and a lot of that moisture happens deep inside the skin, not at the surface. And what I mean by that is it has a pretty satin type of finish. It's not really shiny. It doesn't leave like a layer of like oil or grease at the top of your skin. So I think just on that aspect alone, a lot of different folks really like that type of finish. It's really easy to work with, and it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. But like I said, combination, maybe if you lean a little bit more dry, if you appreciate more moisture but you don't want a ton of richness, this would be the way to go. Now, one of my favorite recommendations for niacinamide free sunscreen is the Goodal Heartleaf Calming Sunscreen. This is SPF 50 plus, PA plus 4, using 4 all new generation chemical filters. I recently talked about this in my no hyaluronic acid video, which is another common ingredient that many folks are looking to avoid in their skincare routines. So I felt like I was cheating by bringing bringing it back up again in this video, but it's so important to know that this is an option if you're looking for niacinamide-free sunscreens. Niacinamide tends to creep into sunscreens, I think especially due to its antioxidant capabilities. Antioxidants are a beautiful combination with UV protective filters, and niacinamide, just super common ingredient that, you know, feels good to throw into everything. So it ends up in a lot of sunscreens. This one has antioxidant content. They're just not using niacinamide, and I just really love the texture of this sunscreen. It's kind of like that cream gel texture that applies to the skin in that really, really lightweight layer, to the point where it's so comfortable, it's so breathable, it's like you forget that you're actually wearing sunscreen because it just feels that darn comfy on the skin, which I so appreciate. I am really starting to become like somebody who just wants that sunscreen that's so effortless, that's not super creamy, that's not overwhelming, and this is definitely one that's in the rotation that really fulfills that. No white cast. I haven't had issues with pilling with this. There is a kiss of dew to the finish. I do think that it does leave the skin a little bit glossy, so that's something to know, right? Whether you like it or not. I happen to really like it, but it's a really great formula, very protective, no niacinamide. But like I said, I felt like I was cheating, so I got another one for you. This is the Benton Cica Gel. This offers SPF 50 plus, PA plus for similar formula here. No niacinamide, for all new generation chemical filters. This is a fairly new release from Benton. Surprisingly, no fragrance essential oils in here. That seems to be a favorite of Benton's new releases lately. This one is blessedly fragrance free, and it is a gorgeous gel-like texture. I was so surprised how they pulled this off. It feels amazing on the skin, and I like this as an additional choice for, to the Goodal, because the finish of this one is a little bit more neutral. I'm not really, you know, detecting a ton of dew on this. Once it dries, it actually almost has like a grippy type of finish to it. Feels like it really stays in place. This isn't rated for water resistance, but it just has that feel like it's really gripping to the skin, but comfortably, right? And I think that it makes a really nice base for makeup, but especially a nice one to look at if you do not want a dewy finish with your sunscreens. You want that lighter touch to your sunscreen. No white cast, no pilling, easy to reapply. So share the love and share your no niacinamide picks in the comment box below, especially if I didn't cover it in today's video. If this video was helpful for you, please, I would be so honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel, especially if you love K-beauty products, especially if you love ingredient deep dives. That's what I do here on my channel. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.